Healers Enlightened Network. We are so honored to be here with you tonight to bring to you the topic of meridians. It is webinar 126, but before we start this webinar, I want us to do a little meditation. So Lisa, it may be a little hard for you to do a little meditation, but what I would like for you to do is just to take in a deep breath for me, hold it for a few seconds, and just let it out. And I want you to look, have your eyes open for a minute and look across the room. And whatever you see in front of you, I want you to put that in your mind's eye. We all have the mind's eye where our third eye is. So I want you to put that behind your mind's eye, okay? And I want you to close your eyes, take a breath, smile, and see yourself. And in this mind's eye, I want you to feel safe. And I'm going to put a little silver around you, and we're going to write an elevator down. This elevator is going to start at your root chakra. It's going to go down, down, past your knees, past your feet, down into the earth, all the way down to the center core of this lovely earth. I want you to take another deep breath in, hold it, and just let it expand out of you. I want you to let go of all of dense, negative energies that are favoring you. Just let it meld off of your shoulders. I want you to let any pain just relax into the Mother Earth. Let her absorb it. Let her absorb any distress, any anxiety, anything that does not serve your higher purpose. Take another deep breath. And just allow that to just come down in the earth. She's going to absorb it. She is going to fill this elevator with white light. And inside this white light, she is going to sprinkle gold down upon you. And this is going to balance you and bring you peace, harmony, and gratitude. And she's going to ask you to take another deep breath and let it out much slower. And you're slowly going to come back up as you can feel it getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And it's so free. Take another deep breath and just allow that encompassing feeling of peace to encapsulate you. And it also keeps you grounded behind your mind's eye, because anytime you need to be grounded, you can think of this photo that you have behind your third eye, and it will allow you to ground you deeper and deeper. You can ground everything around you, everything in your house, everything. It's being with white light and love and peace. Always remember that there's always peace. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. And I hope that feels good and relaxing. This way it allows our third eye to be more grounded so we can be more acceptable of what Paulo is going to teach us. What she's going to talk to us about tonight is very beautiful. It is the meridians, because they are the concept of the ancient Chinese medicine that can be thought of as an energy network of the whole body. And that light force is called Qi, Qi, Prana. There's so many different things depending on the different areas in the head. But this light force, it actually can become blocked and energy cannot flow correctly. So these pathways run through our whole body, up from our spine and all the way down. So it can make a large difference in the way that our body reacts and how it heals or becomes well. So these practices are believed to balance health, which we all know they can, regulate metabolism, which we all know it can, and support our cellular health. And tonight, Paulo is going to teach us how, the first layer of how these magnificent meridians can actually play a crucial role in your entire body. Although if you would please, let me share my screen with you. And if you would please, thank you so much for doing this for us tonight, Paulo.
You are very welcome. Thank you, Cynthia. Let's see. Okay. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Today, I will be talking some basics of meridians. Today, you will learn what meridians are, the body meridians, how to balance the meridians. I will be giving an example of the liver meridian. I'm going to explain how to work with the flow wheel, how to trace our meridians, the central and the governing meridian, what's the reason that they are very important to start working with them, spleen and triple warmer meridian. And I will explain also that animals or animal companions also, they have meridians. So Donna Eden, that for me is the queen working with energy medicine, working with the energy systems, she talks that we have in our bodies 9 energy systems. Here we have them from meridians to the radiant circuits. And meridians are only one of the 9 energy systems that we have in our bodies. Very often, I hear that people talks a lot about chakras, and perhaps more people know about chakras, or they have read or hear about chakras, and not a lot about the meridians. But meridians are as important as chakras and as important as the other energy systems that we have. So, what meridians are? They are known in Chinese medicine as the acupuncture points, like the energy dots or the hot spots that people that works with Chinese medicine, especially these Chinese doctors or not Chinese doctors, that they work with acupuncture, they stimulate these spots with small needles. Sometimes only with a needle that is like a pen, and they stimulate those points like that. Those pathways that are the rivers of energy where all these spots, these little points are the meridian pathways. In our bodies, we have 14 main meridians, and we have 8 extraordinary meridians. Meridians are so important because they run all through our body, along the skin. They are connected with organs. They connect with glands in our body, with our skin, with the blood, with the cells, absolutely with everything. An example that always I like to give is that we have blood in our body, and the blood circulates through our body in the arteries that we have. And with the meridians is something similar, because meridians are pathways of energy. For example, here I have a picture of a man, and all these different colors, they represent the different 14 main meridians in the body. The meridians are maps of energy that we have in the body and that we can read. For example, in Japan, if someone will do like a checkup, the first thing that they will check are the meridians. Why? Because if a meridian is not happy, there are some other organs that they are not happy. Not only the organ or the gland that is connected with the meridian For example, I will explain about the spleen meridian, but spleen meridian, that pathway connects with the spleen as the organ and also with the gallbladder. So meridians are super, super important.
Paula, may I ask
Yeah.
with the different colors that are out to the sides of the bladder and the corresponding, are those the colors that we are to think of when we work with those corresponding areas?
Well, these colors is very important. For example, the way I trace the meridians, it's the way I have learned from Donna. Donna, she can see the meridians, she can see the energy in our bodies. So she has done like a little modification in some pathways. It's very small. But for example, if someone will work tracing the meridians, definitely I will suggest buy something. You can start like buying something like this. For example, let me show. Something like this.
Okay.
Here we have all the acupressure points, but you have the meridians pathways. You can see different videos. So you will learn how to trace the meridians. For example, here, every color represents a different meridian. For example, bladder. Bladder meridian is the color orange. Bladder meridian starts here. And then you can see it starts here. This is the start point. I will be talking about the start and the end point of the meridian. And then you will go over the head because, for example, bladder meridian we have in the right and in the left side. And then you go beside the head and you connect. I mean, this is a difficult meridian to trace, that you can connect the energy in your back. It's not, because it's impossible that you do it this way. You connect, it's a form that you connect the energy in your back. But for example, bladder meridian will be here in this chart is orange. Let's see, large intestine is yellow. So this is an example to see the map of these rivers of energy that we have in the body. And we have two that are central line, that is the governor, and the center meridian. I will explain these meridians. And then we have the 12 main meridians. These 12, they run in the right and in the left side of the body. And then we have 8 extraordinary meridians that are links between the meridian. They connect one meridian with other meridian.
Paula, when you're tracing them, if you're not 100% right on, I mean, the spot, will it still clear? It needs to be 100% right on. So
No.
would you do it with one finger or would you do it with, how do you trace? Would you one or with two?
Yeah, I will be explaining that. Number one, we are not acupuncturists.
Right.
And we don't need to learn about every point. We don't need to learn that. Of course, if you want to learn in a deeper level how to work with the meridians, you can learn more, because sometimes you can, we say, okay, hold spleen 6 with liver 3 for this or for that. Then you will learn, you will need to learn, but you don't need to learn only tracing and working with the meridians, and only working with our own meridians. It's beautiful how to work with this energy system that we have. So, because we are not acupuncturists and we don't need to know precisely the exact point of these pathways, in our hands, we have energy.
Mhm.
We have electromagnetic points. We have a lot of energy in our hands, and every person, it's not only me, it's not only Cynthia, it's not only you, all people. Some people, they can see the energy. Like, for example, Donna, like Prune Harris, they can see, like Dr. Thornton, they can see how these pathways, they run in our bodies. But for example, I cannot see these pathways, but I can feel them. And you can feel them. How? For example, something that I will suggest before you work with your meridians, rub your hands and shake them out. And then let's say that you are going to trace any meridian, triple warmer meridian. I will suggest to use all the hand, all the fingers and all the palm, and have the intention. You can say it, for example, in loud voice. Now I am going to trace triple warmer meridian, and you do it, okay? You go and you do it. You can tap the start point and you can tap the end point. At the moment you say it, you connect with that energy. And it's not that, okay, I need to do it exactly because if not, I will go wrong. No, you will do it. And more you do it, more you will feel how these pathways of energy, they move when you move them with your palm, with your hands. You can work hands on like this, or you can work in the energy field. For example, if you will work with your animal, with your pet, do it in the energy field. It's easy to work in the energy field. And with you can do it or hands-on or in the energy field. You can trace meridians for example, let's say that someone is in bed and it's ill and they cannot trace their own meridians. You can help them. You can trace in their body, you can trace the meridians. You can trace the meridians of that person also in your mind's eye.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, Paulo, when, and I know about meridians, but other people may not. Meridians, when you clear them, when you touch certain points, they will be painful, will they not?
No, meridians, no.
Not
Meridians, no. With meridians, no. When you tap meridian points, it's different. When you trace the meridians, never. You will never feel pain when you trace the meridians. For example, when someone will trace spleen meridian, for example, always I say tap spleen points because the meridians, they have neurolymphatic points. I'm not talking today about neurolymphatic points because it's too much. Then it's going to be too much information. But for example, the neurolymphatic point of spleen meridian is down the breast. That is where the spleen meridian starts. So when we tap spleen and we say, ouch, it hurts, is because we need it. We need to trace the meridian, but also the spleen needs energy. So when it hurts, it's because we tap them or we tap the neurolymphatic points. But at the moment we trace them, no. At the moment we trace them, the beautiful thing is that we will feel how we are working with the energy. I remember the first time I felt that, I was scared because I felt like the line of the meridian, the line of energy coming through my heart. And I was afraid, but no, it was the energy.
Yeah.
It was the energy moving. Yeah.
It was beautiful when you taught me when the pneumonia was so bad, how you taught me how to do that. And when I would clear it and then put the energy back in, I would cough and cough and cough and cough. And it's like, this is amazing. Why aren't we teaching more people to do this? So thank you for starting on this level so we can get deeper with people. God bless you.
So let's see, balancing or meridians. Some disturbance in meridians energies correlate with ill health. To balance the body meridians is to get running smoothly. The energy is to have fresh energy in the meridians, to help the meridians to connect with the organs, to connect with the glands, to balance also our emotions, because also they are connected with our emotions. There are different ways that we can use to balance and to work with the meridians. For example, we can trace them, we can flush the congested meridians, we can twist and stretch specific points, we can work with the alarm points, we can massage meridian neurolymphatic points, we can hold a specific acupressure points of the meridians. But what I will suggest for everybody, start only tracing and flushing the meridians. And this is what I'm going to explain how you can do it. Here I have an example, and I have an example of the liver meridian. For example, in the left side, we can see the liver meridian. Liver meridian we have it in the right side of the body and also in the left side of the body. Sometimes it's only one side of the body that the meridian is weak. I will suggest work always with both sides of the body. If you're going to trace them, trace both sides. The end point, because all the meridians, they have a start point and also they have an end point. And I will explain why I'm giving this information. In this case, the start point of liver meridian, it's here. It's the big toe. The end point is in women's, we have the nipple, down the nipple where we have the brow line, there is the end point of liver meridian. But remember, we don't need to say, oh, I am right or no. No, you trace the meridian and then you say, I'm going to trace liver meridian. Always, you are going to work with that pathway of energy. Meridians are active at different times. I will explain more in the wheel, so you will understand more. And meridians, they have yin and yang energy. Everything is a balance. So some meridians, they have the yin energy, some they have yang energy. The meridians, they have yin energy. The meridian pathway runs in the inside part of the body. Yang energy is the outside part of the body. And for example, here in this slide, I have made the connection with the liver as an organ and the meridian. For example, liver meridian, the function of this meridian is to circulate the energy in the body. Any imbalance, any hormonal imbalance related with menstruation, an imbalance in the reproductive system. I know that there are so many other imbalances related with the lack of menstruation, but this is a very important meridian to work with this imbalance. So any imbalance in reproductive system, work with liver meridian. Any imbalance related with ligaments, with tendons, any menstrual disorder, dry skin, blurry eyes, the jaundice, that is this yellow skin, blurry vision, could be liver meridian, vertigo, stiff joints, headaches. And this is only talking about the meridian. Then, of course, if we think, and you know, we don't need to know this. This is something that is so beautiful. I know that we are energy healers and we know how the organs work and things like that. But if someone don't have idea about the liver, what's the function of the liver, you don't need to know. The only thing you need is this, your hands, because are your tools. That's it. We know that, that the liver helps the body to detoxify. And of course, that can create headaches. So, but people don't need to know this. They only need to know how to work with the meridian. So, and for example, liver meridian is connected with the liver as an organ. So if the liver meridian is unhappy, the liver as an organ is not happy. It's like that, is not happy. At the moment we trace liver meridian, we are giving this energy to the liver as an organ. And at the moment we give the energy to the liver, I mean, we don't need to know this, but I have added this information. We are going to help the liver to have the hormones that liver produce, perhaps in optimal levels. Perhaps, and I say perhaps, because of course, someone that works every day with the meridians, definitely they will help. Definitely they will help. And because I'm a body code practitioner also, I like, but this is me, this is not Donna information. I like to link the relationships with meridians and emotions. Of course, Donna explains and Prune and Madison King about some of the emotions that they produce. But I mean, only working with emotion code, not even with body code, we know which are the emotions that liver produce, and are these ones, the negative emotions. So all these negative emotions, they create the same stock energy in the liver meridian. They can create stock energy in the liver meridian. So meridians are associated with different elements. The element of this liver meridian is wood, for example. So with this example, I'm explaining, I want to give an example. What's the reason that is so important to work with the meridians? And it's super easy, super easy. You will see. Let's go to the other slide. Oops. Okay. This is the meridian flow wheel. And it's very interesting how it works. In this wheel that I have it here, you can see every meridian works every 2 hours. This means that the energy of the meridian is very active every 2 hours. For example, the spleen meridian that we have it here, the hour that is more active, this meridian, is between 9 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock. Then all the energy that the spleen meridian is having,
Recording in progress.
this energy to the next meridian, that is the heart meridian. So then the heart meridian will work between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, is where more active is the energy. So one of the reasons that is important to work with these meridians is, I'm gonna give this example. Let's say that the stomach meridian is not happy. So stomach meridian is not having a lot of energy. What is going to happen? That the stomach meridian is not going to give 100% of the energy to spleen meridian to work. So then the spleen meridian is weak. So what the spleen meridian is going to do? It's going to suck energy from the oppositive meridian. And the oppositive meridian is the triple warmer meridian. The spleen is a very important meridian, but triple warmer meridian is the meridian that keeps us alive. It's like that. People with anxiety disorder, they need to flush this meridian. They need to work with this meridian, because this is the meridian that is associated, like the adrenal glands, like the amygdala gland, with the fight, freeze, and flight response. And I will give this example. Make a research. Don't believe me. Make a research. Most of the heart attacks, they occur between 9 o'clock in the morning, between 9 and 11 o'clock in the morning, or between 9 and 11 o'clock at night. Not 100%, but I will say 95%. Okay, so if a spleen is weak, you need to give energy to the spleen, and you need to maintain triple warmer happy. Sometimes, I mean, in Chinese medicine, they say a heart attack can be anything, of course, but could be like a very weak spleen meridian and a very quick triple warmer meridian. So that this is the reason why meridians are very important. I'm gonna explain to you how to work with this wheel. It's not a rule. It's not a rule, but I think it's important to know at what time meridians are active. For example, let's say that you wake up every day between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Check your long meridian. It's like that. Why? Because it's the time when the long meridian is active. So could be that long is not happy. Could be that long meridian is not happy. Could be anything. Could be the oppositive meridian. So could be bladder meridian. So this is the importance of this wheel. As you can see, we have the 12 main meridians in the circle. And then in the center of the circle is the central, and it's the governing meridian. This is a very nice example. For example, bladder meridian that we have it here is active
Just a second.
between 3,
Follow.
yeah,
Just a second. Can you go back one, please, for me, babe?
Yeah.
Thank you. If everybody doesn't know, because we have some new ones on there, the central and governing meridian is the meridian that you see us doing this and clearing this. That governing meridian starts at your chin and goes down to your tailbone. Just for you realize what the central and governing meridian. And with Donna Eden, when she tells you to zip up, you go up the governing, the central meridian, you put your hand at your belly button and you zip up to your nose. And that is a morning routine which Paulo can teach you. And the yin is the female and the yang is the male part, because we all have male and female parts. Just for you can understand a little better. Does anybody have any questions? Because I know this can be overwhelming for everybody. If you have them, please let us know so we can answer right away, or write them in the chat box. And we'll make sure that you get copies of the slides so you can understand better. Does that help everybody? Because I knew there was a little confusion. I could see that. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, Paula.
yeah. If anyone has any question, open the microphone and say, "Hey, Paula, stop, stop." I'm trying to go fast so I can cover everything. But open the microphone and stop me, and of course, I will be very happy to explain. Perhaps sounds difficult, but no, really, it's super easy. It's super easy. But we need to know why they are important. So this is an example. For example, let's say that someone is feeling very tired between 3 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is the time when the bladder meridian is active. And because bladder meridian, and it's the same, it's an example, but this is an information that you don't need to know. You only need your hands and trace the meridians. But bladder meridian governs the nervous system. So if we rest during this time where meridian is active, it's a period of energy that we can help our body to restore the nervous system and to have more energy. Normally, people was resting between 3 and 5. Nowadays, it's no way to have a siesta. It's no way to sleep at this time. So if we feel like very tired between 3 and 5, we can trace the bladder meridian. And remember, here we have bladder meridian. The opposite meridian is long meridian. So what happened? Bladder is active and long meridian is resting. So the body is receiving the less amount of oxygen. And that could be one of the reasons why we feel tired between 3 and 5. Tracing the meridians, we will not feel tired at this time. A very quick example I'm going to give is jet lag. For example, right now, I am in Central Time. I'm in Mexico City. Let's say that next week, I will go to Stockholm, to Europe. I will get a jet lag. Why? Because I have 7 hours of difference. What I will do in order to avoid the jet lag? Today, let's see, I will go back to the wheel. Let's see. Let's say that today for me is 9 o'clock in the morning, okay? In Europe, my 9 o'clock Central Time in Europe is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Is where bladder meridian works. To avoid the jet lag, I will start working with bladder meridian. At my 9 o'clock Central Time, I will start tracing bladder meridian, and then I will go bladder, kidney, all the wheel, and I will finish again with bladder. Why I will do that? To help my body to adapt to the new hour I will be. And then at the moment I'm in Europe, at 9 o'clock, I will trace a spleen, and then I will don't have jet lag. Why? The reason we have jet lag is because the body don't understand. Oh, in Central Time, is a spleen working at 9 o'clock in the morning? And now it's 9 o'clock for you in Central Time, but I am in a European time. So this is a good tip to know. Let's see, I have explained this, that we can use our hands. And for example, if it's not a rule to work with the meridians, But for example, let's say that you want to start tracing your meridians every day. So I will suggest a start, and I will explain how. Start, trace central meridian, then trace the governing meridian. And then if you start at 9 o'clock in the morning, so you start with the spleen, and you go round all the circle, and then you will finish with the spleen again. But let's say that you say, no, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but I want to start with small intestinal meridian. You can do it. You can do it. It's okay. It's not a rule. Only remember at the end, trace again the meridian that you choose to start working. Of course, you can start tracing your meridians at the time that the first one is active. Let's say if you if you will start at between 3 and 5, you can start with bladder, and then you finish with bladder. If not, start with the spleen and go all around the wheel and finish with the spleen.
I have another question for you, just in case anybody thinks about this. Can you, or do they absolutely each one need to be worked with every day, or can we muscle test to see which one is worked with, or is it best to work with all of them? I try to work with all of them every day because when your body's depleted or sick, it is best. But for people that have optimal health, would they want to run the whole meridian wheel, or would they just want to muscle test which one is best for them at that time for their
Okay,
optimal
yeah, I will tell you.
health?
When we are working with meridians, we are working with our energy body, with one of our energy systems, and it's the energy body that we're working. According to Donna and other people that work with Chinese medicine, at the moment we work with the energy body, we prevent illness to arrive here, to the physical body. Illness, disease, emotions, mental, emotional, physical imbalances, anything, first, it's here in the energy system. So if we work with our energy systems, we prevent them to be here. So working with all meridians only takes less than 5 minutes a day. Perhaps the first day it will take 10 minutes. Then it will take less than 5 minutes a day. It's very fast. Let's say that you don't want to work with all the meridians. Yeah, you can muscle test. You can muscle test at what percentage they are working and work with the one that is working in the lower percentage. Work with that one. You can do that. So that's optional. For example, with my dog, that he was having a huge skin imbalance, I was working with him with everything. And I have worked with him with the meridians that are associated with the skin. I energy test everyone. And for example, it was long meridian, super weak. And I work only with long meridian. That's it. Only with long meridian. So you can choose.
And then you can test how many times a day you actually need to do that if somebody is ill, pardon, to just one time a day.
For the first time, for example, I will explain this, how to flush and put new energy, and I will give a suggestion. For example, tracing the central and the governor meridian is super easy. We have here, central meridian starts in the pubic bone and goes straight line up here, down the bottom of the lip. And the governor meridian starts in the tailbone and goes all around the body, as you can see, and ends here. How we are going to do this meridian? Okay, let's say that it's going to be difficult. How I'm going to do it myself? Start with one hand. It doesn't matter how flexible you are. You start with one hand, and the other hand, you place it here, and with intention, like this, connect the energy from the bottom hand to the upper hand. And if I'm using this hand to connect the energy, I will go like this. I will go like this. So you start with central and then continue with governing meridian. And let's say that you really want to trace your meridians. So this is an example on how to flush and work with the meridians. When we know, I mean, if we know that we have a weak meridian, it's important to flush the meridian. Flushing the meridian means I'm going to remove all the negative energy of the meridian. The way that we are going to flush a meridian is we need to trace the meridian from the end point to the start point. So let's say that I need to flush my spleen meridian. The end point is down the armpit. So I will, and you can start with the right or with the left side of the body. Let's say that you decide that you are going to start with the left side of the body. So you flush the meridian only one time in the left, but then you need to give new energy 3 times in the left side. So you flush the meridian going from the end point here to the start point. And now to give new and fresh energy, you go 3 times from the start point. The start point is the bottom of the toe. So with your hand, 3 times, you trace the meridian. Here is the meridian pathway. For example, here, I have here the meridian pathway. That's the meridian pathway.
Yeah. Ask again. I'm sorry. I'm just not everybody. I was taught when I was working with the meridians that when you're removing and flushing, you're supposed to shake it off your fingers, and then when you're tracing, you shake it off your fingers. Do you do that?
What I do, I rub my hands, I shake them out.
Okay.
And then I flush the meridian, and then I rub my hands again, I shake them out, and then I give new energy 3 times, and then I go to work with the meridian in the other side. Yeah.
Beautiful. Just wanted to double check for
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, I do it. Yes, I do it that way. So for example, this is an example how to work with the spleen meridian. This is the meridian pathway of the spleen. I have a link that I can share. She is a woman that she traces her own meridians, and you can see very clear how she does the work. Because Donna has a video on YouTube, but she goes very fast. So if you don't have idea how to work with the meridians, it's very difficult to follow her. It's very difficult to follow her. So you flush the meridian to remove the negative energy, and then you put new energy 3 times. Then every day you can give new energy, tracing the meridians from the start to the end point only 1 time. But if it's a meridian that you know is weak because you have imbalances or because you energy test, well, then what you are going to do is ask for how many days you need to flush that meridian. Ask how many times a day you need to give new energy to that meridian, and do it. The only meridian that we never flush is heart meridian. Never. Heart meridian, you give new energy. Never flush the meridian. I never suggest, for example, people with anxiety disorder to put new energy as they want in triple warmer meridian. Why? Because, for example, we can give a lot of energy to triple warmer meridian, that is this meridian, is this other one. If someone is going in an anaphylactic shock, okay? But if not, never, okay? Let's see. Oh, what I did, sorry. I don't know what I did. Hold on. It disappeared. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me see what I did that I don't have it. Because I want to show the triple warmer meridian. Okay, yeah. I duplicate this.
Aren't computers lovely? There you go.
Okay.
There you go, hon.
So let's see. Okay, this is triple warmer meridian. For example, I'm gonna show how to trace this meridian, and I can show because it's easy that people can see me. Let's say that I'm going to give new energy to this meridian. Right now for me, it's almost 7 o'clock Central Time. And this meridian is active between 9 and 11. It doesn't matter. I will give energy right now. So what I will do, the start point of this meridian, and I'm going to give only new energy. The start point is the ring finger. So I will start with my left side. You can start with any side. So I will go like this. And with intention, I will go up beside the ear and then here. And I can tap the end point. I can tap the start point and also I can tap the end point. So I can say, for example, I'm going to give new energy to my triple warmer meridian. And I go like this in this pathway. And I tap if I want. So it's super easy. You can do it slowly. Do it slowly because more, if you do it fast, you are not going to feel the energy. If you do it slowly and if you do it every day by day, you are going to feel the energy. And something important that also I want to mention here I have in humans how to work with the spleen meridians and in animals. If you have pets, a cat, a horse, a dog, for example, the same way you trace your meridians in your body, you will trace the meridians in your animal companions. For example, our arms in animals, they represent the front legs. And our legs are the back legs. So you can see, for example, in the animal, that's a spleen meridian. And in a human, this is a spleen meridian. It's the same. Is the same. And with the animals, you can work in the field. You can work in the field with them, and they will know. So thank you so much. And I don't know if anyone has a question. So today, very fast, we have learned, because I mean, this is a deep topic, but it's a very important one. We have learned what meridians are, the body meridians, how we can balance the meridians, the example of the liver meridian, the meridian flow wheel and how to use it, how to trace our meridians, the central and the governor meridian, how to trace them, spleen and triple warmer, we have seen the examples. And also we have learned that also animals, they have meridians. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paulo. In the body code, when a meridian comes up, is that when we should trace it? Yes, but you also, Barb, need to find out the underlying imbalances of that meridian and remove it as well and trace it. Right, Paula? Isn't that what you would do? You would remove, because remember, under each meridian, it's tied to teeth, it's tied to different bones, different muscles, and all of these or any of these can be misimbalanced. It can be part of our blood. It can be tied to anything within our body. So and when you release that underlying imbalance, make sure you go back, have them take a breath and go back and double check. Is there something underlying that? There's something hiding in there? Because here lately, I've been finding all kinds of cell states that I knew were there before, but I didn't ask for the specific ones that Paulo gave me the other day. I was using a whole different sheet. And you wouldn't be really shocked what lays hidden, undiscovered, unseen in camouflage, just unbelievable imbalances. And once you get that it's down, even though it's at 100%, ask if it's all working as one. That is one thing I don't see a lot of healers doing, making sure that everything is working as one. Because if it's not, then we need to go back to the beginning and find out why they're not working as one. Stronger we are together than we are apart. Now, remember when you're tracing the meridian, it will also be hot if it's imbalanced. So if you were working on someone with proxy, do you just trace your body? Yes, with the intention that it's them. Put them in your mind's eye, and with intention, I am tracing this for such and such and such. And this energy is going to go with them, because we can do anything and everything with intention. Remember how many grandmas stood at home and pray and pray and pray? Thank God they did, because boy, they saved us more than once in life. Prayers do amazing things. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Let's go ahead and close, and then we can ask some more. If anybody has any more questions, just please unmute yourself and ask. Don't hesitate. And if we could, let's just bow our heads and give thanks. Holy Father, we are so grateful for your divine intervention and bringing us these meridians and the knowledge that Paulo has brought to us of how to clear these meridians. We know that you made each body unique. You made each body with its own ability to make its own self well. Thank you for guiding us to the tools that we need to utilize for our clients, for ourselves, for our animals, for human beings. We thank you for each one of us gathered here today. We bless you, and we bless each soul present and all those that are going to watch it in the future. Amen.